Hi, this is Dodger, and you're watching my show.
Three, two, one, ready, go.
My room is, I can be in it, you know? So like that's a plus, but it is still kind of a disaster. So we covered everything in sheets, right? So that dust couldn't get everywhere because they were redoing this whole wall. Unfortunately, now that we've uncovered everything, realized anytime I close this door, more dust just goes everywhere. So I think it's gonna be a little bit of a dust war in here for like 2 weeks. That's what I'm gonna say 2 weeks until it stops pooping dust in my room. Everybody on the stream today was calling this my Naruto jacket. It's actually a tracer jacket that Sam bought because he really wanted a tracer jacket, but it won't go on his buff boy arms, so it's my jacket now. And I'm gonna call it my Naruto jacket. But anyway, let's talk about gaming news. It's like hard to get back here now. Goodness gracious. So for our first piece of news, any of you who are fans of Ni no Kuni and are looking forward to Ni no Kuni 2, guess what? You know how Ni no Kuni 1 was a PS3 exclusive and everybody was like, aw man, Ni no Kuni 2 is gonna be on PS4, but it's also coming to PC. And as a side note, for any of you who were wondering, Studio Ghibli proper is not involved with this game, but like people who worked at Ghibli in the past are helping with this game. So like it's still kinda, there are Ghibli bits involved. Unfortunately, we kind of live in a time where it's a detriment to not have your game come out on PC. And that sounds really sad. It's not like I hate consoles, but I do use my PC to game more than anything else. So it makes sense to me that more and more and more games are coming out on console as well as PC because it absolutely affects sales numbers. Exclusives just don't do as well anymore, and exclusives, unless they're like Zelda, right? Exclusives very rarely are also system sellers because consoles are expensive. And the more that we see games migrate to both console and PC, a lot of people I think are going to say, okay, well, I can also use a PC for normal, internet PC things and be able to play nearly any game. Like that is more bang for my buck, absolutely. Not that really high-end PCs aren't expensive, because they absolutely are. But I'm just saying, like, you can get a lot out of them, right? If you haven't seen the Ni no Kuni 2 trailer at all, I will link it in the description and then you can check it out. Because again, former Ghibli talent involved, it's gorgeous. And I'll be honest, I never really played the first Ni no Kuni. Number one, because everybody said it was a super grind fest. And number two, because my PS3 just wasn't hooked up at the time. So it was kind of out of sight, out of mind-ish, So Ni no Kuni 2 coming to PC, I'm like, I know for sure I'll play that. Marvel has spent a lot of time just focusing on mobile gaming, which has been fine. Like the mobile games that they've made for the most part have been great, but exciting news, they're gonna start focusing again on consoles and PC. Not just by themselves either. They're actually forming a partnership with Square-enix. So we got Marvel, who for the most part just know how to get cool stuff done, and Square-enix, who for the most part know how to make things look gorgeous, and then we're just gonna make game babies. They've announced a multi-year, multi-game project. The first one is supposed to be coming out in 2018. It is a Spider-Man game. And they also have a trailer just kind of announcing the existence of this partnership. Pretty much across the board, everybody's excited about this. I think I have yet to see anybody say something negative about this. The Marvel games, for the most part, are very fun. And I obviously love things that Square-enix makes, so I'm excited about this. Like, really genuinely jazzed. We were actually, Sam brought up the trailer in the car right when the announcement happened and the trailer was launched. He brought it up in the car and didn't tell me what it was, and there's like a lady voice who goes, "It's time to reassemble." And I was like, is that Avengers? Is that a Marvel thing? Are you watching a Marvel thing right now? Is that happening right now? So, they've got all of their buzzwords in a row. Like, ducks. Give up. I'm not funny. I give up. If you would like to watch that trailer, again, put that one in the description as well. 2 bits of Pillars of Eternity news. Number one being that Pillars of Eternity 2 went up on Fig. It's already funded. They were going for 1.1 million, which I think is like a lot to ask for, right? But you know what? Instantly had a milli. If you really loved Pillars of Eternity, rest assured, the second one is is definitely on its way. But more importantly, maybe not more importantly, maybe that's the wrong way to put it. But for something that could sate your desires right now, there's a documentary that was originally, because the first Pillars of Eternity was also on Kickstarter, I believe. And one of the things that backers got was a documentary about the making of the game. They later released that on Vimeo, I think for $1 or $5, and now it's up for free on YouTube. You can watch the entire hour-and-a-half documentary about how they made the game. It's honestly pretty cool. I don't think that they've said when the second Pillars of Eternity is slated to come out. Again, it literally just went up for crowdsourcing, so yeah. We are currently at 1,243,541 buckarooskies, and it's been up for a day? This is nuts. By the time this video goes out, I'm gonna make a prediction. By Sunday, this is Friday right now that I'm filming this, by Sunday, I'm gonna say that the goal will be at 1.5. I'll aim high, 1.5. Okay, cool thing. You don't have to be a backer to see some of the updates that they're making while the actual thing is going down. So if you want to hear about their current stretch goal, which is at 1.4 million for subclasses, they have a video that you can see on their FIG page talking about subclasses and why they would be cool to have in the game. That's pretty rad. Anywho, yes, if you would like to look at their FIG page, I will link that into the description. Why is that always so hard for me to say? I mean, it gets edited out, but half the time that I say, put it in the description, I trip over it, and then it's a big ol' squirrely time. Fans of Oddworld have probably been looking forward to Oddworld Soulstorm. There's actually an ARG going on right now. And some of you might be like, God, are we not done with ARGs? Which I think is so sad. Having an ARG go for something used to be a very underground concept, I think. It very rarely happened, and now it's turned into sort of a given, it's something that you just do to maintain hype for a game, right? And in that way, it's very smart, because constantly game developers are trying to figure out ways to have the game be at the forefront of their fans' minds so that they're not like, oh cool, that game's coming out, back to the rest of my life. So if you go to the Soulstorm Reddit, which I will link, if you go to the Soulstorm Reddit, you will be able to see sort of everything that they're picking apart about the game, about who could potentially be the villain of the game, what's going on in the game, right? I love the Oddworld games. I think that they're very odd, like perfectly odd, right? Just very silly, fun games to play. So Soulstorm coming out is gonna be pretty awesome, I think. And who knows? You know what? If you are somebody who's kind of sick of ARGs, maybe the Soulstorm ARG would be one that's kind of a breath of fresh, odd air. After an extensive effort by the Oddworld community, most of those messages were deciphered and were led to a webpage that contains 8 torn up and burned fragments of a photograph that appeared to depict something as terrible and terrifying as the audio clip suggested. After a few days of tireless work from our community and our team at Oddworld Inhabitants, we managed to get a clean version of this image. The clearer the image became, the harder it became to look at it, until we were eventually left with the image above. Whatever might be happening to the Mudokons, a few things are clear. They are not happy. They are not safe. They are oppressed. Now, Spirit of 1029 has made contact again, and they're saying that there's more evidence of these atrocities yet to see. So yeah, for those of you that don't know this, Soulstorm is going to be a direct sequel to New and Tasty. New and Tasty came out in 2014, and I believe this game is supposed to come out end of 2017 or third quarter of 2017. So it'll be happening this year. It should be fun. There's a new Mass Effect Andromeda trailer that showcases the entire Pathfinder team, and some people are focusing really hard on one team member in particular. So basically this whole video goes through everybody that's on the ship, right? Explains how the ship works, what their mission is. During Mass Effect 2, I believe, is when the Andromeda team left, and it's either implied or they've confirmed that the team was under cryostasis. So for anybody who's like, wait, but this game is supposed to be happening hundreds of years after the end of Mass Effect 3, it's because they were asleep. So now they wake up and they're supposed to be checking out new worlds that they can potentially populate, but obviously they don't know everything that's happened in the games, right? Like they're missing some information as they wake up and explore this grand new area. So the character that people are most interested in is Cora Harper. If this was, say, like the real world, right? And you met a Cora Harper on the street, you'd probably be like, lots of people have that surname. But this is a video game and people have the same surname for a reason. Why does she share the same surname as Jack Harper? Is she also a weird xenophobic monster? We're just gonna have to find out, I guess. But like that kind of thing doesn't happen for no reason, right? Everything, when you're like planning out names in a game, you don't give two people the same surname unless it's supposed to stand out and make people go, wait a minute. Now you guys know that I'm not a super huge Mass Effect fan, but I am excited to see that, you know, a lot of people thought that these game series were gonna be completely separate. That what happens in Mass Effect 1, 2, and 3 wasn't going to affect Andromeda at all. I think that that would be a waste, you know, not to at least have some kind of a connection. And if she's the connection that we get, that's intriguing. So absolutely go and watch the trailer. It does explain a whole lot about what's going on with the team, like what their mission is and how it all works. And I really liked it. It was short and succinct and it gave me a lot of information. And then of course, you know, made the whole internet start barfing. So just lots of positives. Okay, so for our final piece of news, you guys are gonna make it weird. And I'm not gonna tell you not to make it weird because it's just gonna happen. It's just gonna happen regardless. So, Final Fantasy XIV, you know, is a big Final Fantasy MMO. I love it. I play it every single week. The new expansion is going to be coming out, and it's actually now inspired a JDrama. The JDrama is going to be called Daddy of Light. It's not supposed to be weird. It's only weird when you translate it. So yes, Final Fantasy XIV, Daddy of Light, is actually based on a blog that existed where a guy was describing his dad getting super into Final Fantasy XIV. The blog became extremely popular. People really loved it. I think that people in general love kind of heartwarming stories of two generations coming together over something like video games. You know, I think that usually winds up being sweet. I actually know a lot of people who have played MMOs with their entire family. Like their parents have gotten really into it, their younger siblings have gotten really into it. And it's just something that, you know, at the end of the day, everybody's able to be like, all right, let's play our game together, you know? And for some, I guess, more traditional families, that might sound really antisocial, but if you've played MMOs a lot, you know that that's not the case at all. It actually could be a way for everybody to bond and spend a lot of time together. So that's super cool. Anyway, so they're making this J-drama about a daddy and his son, and, you know, the dad getting super into Final Fantasy XIV. I guess it's going to be partly live action and partly done in-game, which could be weird. Or could be great. I don't know. We'll just have to see. I've watched a decent amount of K-dramas and J-dramas in my life. I've watched like one C-drama and didn't get super into it. I've mostly stuck to K-dramas and J-dramas. But anyways, I will watch this. I will absolutely watch this. As a fan of Final Fantasy XIV and a fan of, like I said, a fan of stories where like two generations come together over a game, I'm in. I have to watch it. Anywho, that's been my show. Thank you so much for watching. If you have a positive or a negative response, feel free to leave it in my comment section. And if you would like to watch any of my streams, you can find them at twitch.tv/DexBonus. I got the name change. It borked literally everything up for a few days. Some things are still getting fixed, but it's, you know what? I appreciate y'all's patience as it's been transitioning. Really, I don't know why I didn't expect literally everything to barf. I don't know why I didn't expect that, but happily, delightfully, everybody has been very accommodating in making bots work, in making different systems and alerts start working again. So yes, we should be back to normal next week, I think. This weekend, I will be visiting my parents, kind of an impromptu visit to see them. So excited for that. I hope that you guys have a fantastic weekend, whatever you wind up doing. And I'll see you again next week, okay? We've got a live stream on Monday if you would like to be there. And we've got new content coming out. I'm still working on it, but you guys are cool. You guys are cool, and I appreciate you. All right? Bye-bye, everybody. Mwah! I give up.